Hi, my name is Matthew Liu, and these are my colleagues Moise Ralph and Joseph Wu. Today we're presenting our project titled A Multi-Faceted Approach to Minimize Waste from Rutgers Dining Services. So here we present a project. We want to solve an issue of food-related waste. So in the US alone, there's $40 billion lost from commercial food operations. So we want to develop a plan. So in previous years, we looked at reducing energy consumption through utilities such as electricity and heating, and this year we want to take an approach to reduce excess food waste. So we present a two-pronged approach where in part one we want to develop this or implement this lean path software which reduces the pre-consumer waste, which my colleague Moise Ralph will explain later. And in part two, we want to implement this method that takes care of takeout packaging, which is extremely wasteful and uses a lot of styrofoam that's not biodegradable and creates a lot of bad products for the environment. So overall, we're going to be able to create total annual savings of $330,000, 5.5 million pounds of carbon emissions, and 3.8 million kilowatt hours of energy. So part one, the Lean Path software will be explained here by Moise Ralph.
Hi. So for part one, we determined one of the biggest causes of food waste at Rutgers University is actually from pre-consumer food waste. So Rutgers has already taken an initiative to introduce trayless dining, and trayless dining essentially ensures that the amount of food that students waste after they're done eating on a meal-to-meal basis is minimized. But to date, Rutgers hasn't taken any initiative to reduce the amount of food wasted in the kitchen, which is pre-consumer food waste. So our solution to this problem is actually implementing a commercial software known as Lean Path. A Lean Path is essentially just a tracking and logging system that's placed strategically in the kitchen so that every employee, when he discards food, for example, if there was soup that went bad, he'd have to discard why it went bad and what he was discarding. Or if there was, say, chicken that got burnt, he would discard that and log that information. And in all, this process isn't that complicated. And using it, we can actually collect a lot of data on the patterns of food waste and make intelligent decisions accordingly on how to minimize that food waste. Overall, there are two strategies here. So one, chefs can actually analyze the data and information and decide what to do with that information to subsequently minimize the amount of food wasted. And this could actually include repurposing the food. Say if coffee went bad, you could repurpose it as iced coffee afterwards. And the other strategy is to reduce the amount of food ordered that inevitably goes to waste. So if a lot of the ingredients in pizza end up going to waste, you can just order less of that. And this actually produces a hefty financial saving for Rutgers University. Part two, Joseph Wu will describe.
So we noticed that there was so much waste when it comes to takeout, and for our second part, we decided to try to minimize food packaging waste. The first part would be elimination of plastic bags and styrofoam cups. As a result, by eliminating these cups and bags, it prevents waste heading towards landfills. And our alternatives would include switching the styrofoam cup to a BPA plastic-free bottle, or aluminum cups, which would be provided by the meal plan, which costs around $5. And the other option is to use a biodegradable paper container alternative. Now, for the second part, for the cost and savings analysis, it costs about $9,000 to implement Lean Path, and it costs about $5,000 for training costs, and the biodegradable paper container alternative costs around $125,000 per year. But the savings with Lean Path, implementing Lean Path, there's about 40% waste reduction, and as a result, 38,000 pounds of food is reduced every year, which is estimated around $350,000 per year, and 3.74 million kilowatt hours saved, and 5.1 million pounds of CO2 reduction. So the total savings is around $333,000 per year, and 5.45 million pounds of CO2 reduced, and 3.82 million kilowatt hours reduced. Thank you very much.